suspect this camera, the iPhone, is going to be too far away. I'm not sure about this camera, whether it needs to be closer. Difficult to say. Of course, I've got this camera facing me in such a way that I can't zoom into it, which is unfortunate, but there you go. Okay, so this is in the nature of an experiment, and I want to talk about the compost bins. Let's give a little bit of context. I'm not a gardener. Fundamentally, I like a really nice garden, but I have no interest in gardening. That sounds selfish, arrogant, I'm not sure which, but there you go. I like a nice garden, but I'm not into gardening at all. The compost bins, we have two. One over my right shoulder at this end of the shed, and one over my left shoulder at this end of the shed. Now, in order to be able to identify which bin I'm talking about, I've given them names. This one here is west, because purely and simply it is further west than this one over here, which I've called mid, because it's in the middle of the sheds. Not very original names, I accept that. I could have called them Fred and Harry, but it then comes down to which one is Fred and which one is Harry, and I've kind of developed a way of being able to distinguish between the two. Anyway, that's an irrelevance. What this video is about is running a compost bin as a kind of mini science project. Now, it is a science project in the sense that I'm going to be taking measurements fairly regularly, but it's not a rigorous scientific project. So if I miss a set of measurements, and then it doesn't matter. What we're doing is just following the progress of the science bins. So how are we going to do that? Well, I've bought a couple of devices, not expensive ones, very simple, very cheap analog devices, one of which measures temperature, but it's got a long stem to it, about 50 centimeters, which is getting on for 20 inches, just over 1.5 feet. And the other one is a moisture measurer. It measures how wet the bins are. And obviously they're very easy to use as basic instruments, but I need to be able to interpret the results that they give me. These are entirely analog instruments. They don't interface with phones or anything like that. They're definitely not digital. They're just purely analog. And what I'm planning to do is once a week, however often, stick them in, take a temperature and a moisture reading from both, and monitor how the bins are doing. Now, the problem we have at the moment is that, in my view, the bins are not very healthy. In that, in the past years, when I've taken the lid off the bins, it's been absolutely teeming with insect life. And in my view, that is absolutely crucial to a good, healthy compost bin. Now, I don't know why, but I have a suspicion these two bins at the moment are almost completely inactive in terms of insect life. Nothing at all happening. I don't know why, because we're feeding them with the right material, but I have a suspicion that earlier on in the year, too much dirt was put in. And so in the middle of the bin, the area that I'm actually measuring with the thermometer and the moisture gauge, is just soil. There's no activity going on there at all. I stopped the video, I didn't mean to do that. I've got the remote in my hands. I need to put that down because I accidentally triggered it. Yeah, there's no no mechanism for the insects to come up through, or to, I'm not sure. I really don't understand what is going on. And so I'm now going to be a little bit more, just a little bit more rigorous in how I look at these two bins. So that is one of the projects that I'm involved in. Now, the next stage obviously is to take an initial set of measurements of the bins, and then we can start to track progress and also investigate what I need to do to bring the bins into a healthy state. Are they too wet? I suspect they may be. Is there too much dirt in the bin? I suspect there is. One of the chief advisors that I will be using is AI, primarily Chat GPT, although I will go to other AI tools as I need to. I don't tend sometimes not to use one exclusively because I tend to validate what one is saying against what another is saying. I don't know if that's a bit silly. Neither here nor there. That's what I'm doing. Yes, so okay, so a little bit of education from this morning's recording session, and I'm already noticing that the horizontal line is slightly askew on this video, and I've changed the position of the camera for a couple of reasons. The first one is I thought it was a little bit too far away, and the second one was I've got shaky leg syndrome. I know that my legs were shaking a lot during the first session, which I found very distracting. I'm sure that you would as well. Okay, so here then is a bit of feedback on the state of the compost bins, which is what we're really interested in today. And I've applied the moisture meter and the thermometer, and I'm going to put up the pictures for the moisture and the thermometers for west. So this is the temperature and the moisture for west. Okay, the west bin is has a lot of fungal growth. It's not as wet as I thought it was going to be, and the fact it's what they call cool rather than hot composting. The temperature around 22 degrees means that it's not hot, but it's also it is compact composting. It's not a dead compost bin at all by any stretch of the imagination, and the fact that there aren't very many, well, no insects as far as I can tell, is not a major issue. Now, the advice at the moment is to leave the bin as it is. Don't do anything. Don't take any remedial steps or anything like that. Doesn't need it. What I would really like to see are some insects. They may come later. I'm not too sure about this. Now, on then to mid. As I say, mid is between the two sheds. Here's the temperature and the moisture readings for mid, and they're not massively dissimilar to what they are for west. And the diagnosis and the outlook actually for west, for mid, sorry, is very similar as it is for west. So that is it's cool composting. So it is doing it again. It's not a totally inactive compost bin. It is working. It's just doing it through like fungal growth. There's a lot of, in both bins, there is a lot of fungal growth apparently. So it's the conclusion that I draw from this is that the state of the compost bins is not as bad as what I thought it was. It's not as good as I'd like it to be, because I would really like them both to be absolutely teeming with insect life. They're not. Perhaps that will come, and that is my hope. So we'll just have to wait and see what will happen. Now, my plan is to take readings every week, but I'm not likely to do a blog every week. I would do something. Sorry, a vlog, not a blog. I will blog about the compost bins quite a bit, but not do a vlog about it. Now, the one exception to that is if something significant happens. And what does significant means? If I start seeing slowworms in the bins. If I start seeing slowworms in the bins, to me that would be a lovely thing to see, and definitely worth a vlog. But beyond that, I'll give you a report in a few weeks' time. When I say a few weeks' time, it probably means about 6 to 7 weeks. If my plan works, I'm going to be doing a vlog on different topics over a weekly cycle. Now, I will post my my weekly cycle if it works, and of course sometimes it's not going to. This is a very casual. I don't want to commit to anything that becomes unfeasible for me. But the thing that stopped me vlogging in the past is what to vlog about. And seriously, U3A has just completely opened my eyes, and has given me loads and loads of material. So let's just see what happens, and I hope that you'll join me next time on Bill's compost bins. Thank you very much indeed. Now I'm not going to stretch forward and recover the remote control, which I dropped for